You'll never read the Bible the same once you learn how to ask questions and meditate on the scriptures. Matthew 9, verse 7. Jesus just told a paralytic, "Rise, pick up your bed, and go home," right? For him, why does he emphasize the picking up of the bed? Why not just go home? What does it mean in that culture to pick up one's bed? Well, we'll see in the Gospels this phrase gets used quite a bit. And he rose and went home. He obeys the words of Jesus. When the crowds saw, they were afraid. What exactly did they see? They saw him rise, pick up his bed, and go home. Why does Jesus send him home, by the way? Why not to like the city where everyone could be like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing"? Why not to where there's lots of people to testify to what Jesus did? When the crowd saw, they were afraid and they glorified God. Pause. What does it mean for them to be afraid? What is it that has caused this sense of fear in them? And how is this kind of fear connected to glorifying God? Where else in the scriptures do we see this kind of fear connected to a glorification of God or an honoring of God? They glorified God who had given such authority to men. So in their minds, God has given this authority to Jesus to not just declare, "Rise, be healed," but to also declare, "Your sins are forgiven," right? Where else in Matthew's gospel thus far have we seen individuals behold the power and authority of Jesus and then stand back in awe or fear and glorify and honor God? Where else have we seen that? Either way, now we're going to see Jesus call Matthew eat with tax collectors and sinners. And how does this story relate to what we just saw happen with Jesus healing the paralytic and declaring him forgiven? These are questions we want to be asking. As Jesus passed on from there, he saw a man called Matthew sitting at the tax booth, right? And he said to him, "Follow me." And he rose and followed him. Just like he told the paralytic, "Rise and go home," he tells this guy, "Rise, get up, and follow me." Where else so far in the immediate last two chapters have we seen this call to follow Jesus? And what does it mean that he's sitting at the tax booth? He's apparently a tax collector in that culture. What does it mean in society, in Jewish thought? What would it mean for this man to be a tax collector? And how provocative would it be for Jesus to call one of these guys? And what does it mean to follow him? Just physically where he goes. And he rose and followed him. And as Jesus reclined at table, okay, all of a sudden we're at a table in a house. Behold, many tax collectors and sinners came and were reclining with Jesus and his disciples. We'll unpack this section in the next video, so be sure to watch that when we get to it.